those are my shoes. Ha. Got you good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shyzalosophy 101. That's right, yeah, it's great to be alive. Here's your host, Shyzabox. Oh, it's a show starting? Oh, it must be. We heard our introduction. Quick, giddy up, girl. Oh, girl, hurry. Oh, girl, we're going to be late. Oh, giddy up. Oh, what a warm introduction. Everybody loves us. Get out of here. And the horse. You wrote in on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome nuns and all. That's right, priests, preachers, cardinals, rabbis, weirdos with beardos, alcoholics, anonymous, anyone who accidentally clicked on this by mistake. Sorry about that. Live and learn, right? A little late now. But welcome nuns, welcome all. We have got a fantastic show for you today. Whoa. Apologies. By fantastic, we mean free. We have got a free show for you today. That's right. It's even better than a good show, all right? You don't got to pay for it. Believe you me. Not that anyone would pay for this. I mean, we would. Setup's great. Point is that lo and behold, internet, as we found ourselves sitting here thinking to ourselves, let's enjoy us a little nightcap. Let us venture into the sphere of enjoying it with whoever wishes to enjoy it as well. All right, now, maybe not everyone enjoys that of their nightcap, all right? Maybe not everyone likes to unwind at the end of a day and or the start of a week. Weekstart, weekend, right? It's all subjective in nature, really. When we called Daryl Dixon dibs at being best of the worst internet celebrity that there is, we knew inherently that everyone was going to walk all over us, right? You laugh. Might be a little kinky, but in some sort of way, we kind of like it. Of course, calling Daryl Dixon dibs is a serious matter, right? Yeah, you can't just go around calling Daryl Dixon dibs all willy-nilly. Highly too respectable of a societal term, right? You can't just throw it out there and expect everyone to be copacetic with that of its use, right? When you call Daryl Dixon dibs, you best be dibsing something, right? Like for realsies. So that's what we did, obviously. Calling Daryl Dixon dibs on being best of the worst internet celebrity obviously affords us the opportunity to be an internet celebrity, okay? Maybe not a good one. Okay? Subjective, right? I mean, we know this show sucks. But with having called Daryl Dixon dibs, it is our duty in stating Daryl Dixon dibs on being best of the worst internet celebrities there is. It is our duty to inform you that everything else that you watch, our personal guarantee to you, it's going to be better. Okay? Everything you like and or especially love more than this, you're going to really like and or appreciate more. Believe you me, we harbor, hold, and maintain that of the position of the ground floor level of crap. Not a desirable state for most, but a state nonetheless with which, you know, on occasion you may endeavor, embark upon, and or be privy to maintaining when you're good old Shyzabox, right? As we've surely stated before, we've shoveled some crap in our day for sure. Believe you me, in many realms, ways, shapes, and forms, we probably still do. Right? Now, it's all subjective, right? It's all inherently that of what one decides, what one embarks upon, what one showcases, all right? And that of their medium, their operation, their apparatus, all right, with which they harbor and maintain that of their interactor abilities, right? Not everyone can just willy-nilly call the Weekstart and the weekend that of, in essence, the same thing, right? You can't start and end at the same time unless you are a closed loop, right? But obviously, before we venture into that of thought, before we venture into that of theory, before we venture into that of addressing the normalities of our mistakes, we inherently necessitate the need to apologize for something pertaining to our last stream. Now, you may not know this, but we aren't perfect. No. We aren't perfect, and believe you me, if we were, we probably wouldn't have made as many mistakes. But no. We leave perfection for that of the one iota of perfection with which can exist, and that is the perfection which is afforded to that of God, right? Now, you laugh, Internet, but insert deity of your choice here, okay? It need not be that of one whom worships that of, any entity and or being that, one could construe as conceivably in and or afforded to that of creation, existence, this, that, the other. Doesn't matter, okay? It's all subjective to that of one's interpretations and or reasonings therewith, with which one would even embark upon, contemplation of such to begin with, right? So, with us, neither feeling the necessitation for that of the constructs of weekends and week starts to necessitate that of where and when, all right, a topic can be addressed, maintained, talked about, utilized, all right? It's pretty much fair game all the time, right? Week start, weekend, if they are one and the same, all right, one leads to the other starts one, the one finishes that of when the other begins. Either way, all right, it doesn't necessitate that of the, inherent need or the inherent design, all right, of placating the, entire ether, all right, with a bombardment of what is or what we construe or deem that of PDF logic for that of where humanity resides now, okay? There are far too many PDFs out there for one to read them all, for one to disseminate, for one to correlate, for one to establish the metrics and means therewith, all viability, that computationally, that with certainty, that with anything, can be ascertained as new empirical evidence, as empirically validatable, as empirically true, this, that, the other, till you're blue in the face. All right? If academics and humanity lives in that of PDF logic, and if that logic, say, good old Shyzabox, is bombarded with a overabundance of information that makes it inherently almost impossible for that of someone to comb through, go through, read, this, that, the other, you need to put a hard stop to some thinkings in place, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. Now, obviously, like we said, we aren't perfect. That's God's job, okay? We make mistakes. We may speak incorrectly here or there. We may have typos in our books, you know. Yeah, it's because they suck. What? Shut up, Mom. But no, in all due seriousness, okay, pertaining to our last live stream, sorry about that. Forgive and forget, right? Nah, don't got to worry about it. It's old news, right? Water under the bridge. You know, because we live in what we deem as PDF logic, because there's such an overabundance of PDFs, everyone has that of what their take is. Obviously, everyone's their own historian. Everyone's their own philosopher, and that is great, okay? It really is. Wherein the issue lies is when people cannot work together, people can't agree, and they squabble over all of the petty differences within which they can't look past because they are placated with that of logical fallacies and a broken metric of a system that inherently everyone says is broken, everyone knows is broken, yet when good old Shyzabox states that it is, because he never had a formalized physics class, he's crazy, right? And that's fine. Shyzabox will be the crazy one that never had a formalized physics class in high school or college, yet was afforded the opportunity to graduate from both high school and college. Afforded the opportunity, squeaked by, barely made it, you know, it's subjective, really. There's the top of the class, and we're under there somewhere, right? You know, we weren't the best. Point is that we were afforded the opportunity, okay, to get that of a formalized education, that of what is empirically validated, that is what is substantiated as truth beyond all measures and metrics of doubt, right? That piece of paper that says we have learned some stuff, right? Now, we have a bachelor's degree and a minor, okay, history and philosophy. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing extraordinary in that of its own metrics of being, right? Regular run-of-the-mill stuff. But when good old Shyzabox is kicking it, sitting back, and we've never had a formalized physics class, and we have graduated high school, we have graduated college, okay, and we see Fiedler, and we see Landauer, and we utilize Fiedler to reinterpret Landauer, and instead of prioritizing that of the speed and erasure of data and information, okay, which causes entropy, which causes heat, which causes resistance, okay, you're gaining heat, you're not gaining gain at that point. When we utilize Fiedler, okay, to reinterpret Landauer, we make it to where Landauer is inherently disposable logic. Bold claim on the internet, Cotton, we know. You can't go around saying the second law of thermodynamics is negotiable. But guess what? It kind of is. Mankind has got stuff wrong, historically, okay? We are told that of the education and academic system is broken, and that it's wrong, and that history is a lie, and that we're lied to from, you know, birth, and from when we're growing up, and every single thing that we're taught, okay? So if that is true, and good old Shyzabox, all right, he comes up with an alternative take, an alternative theory, all right? You either inherently write it off as crazy old Shyzabox and make it false, okay? And or you entertain and make it true. Now, one or the other, okay? There are two sides of the coin, obviously. For philosophical entertainment, obviously, everything is subjective for that of one's, understanding and that of one's nature and being. There are two sides of the coin, all right? For those who agree with good old Shyzabox, all right, well, welcome to the crazy house, right? Okay? Now, good thing about this crazy house, all right, with us having not had a formalized physics class, is that we are not beholden to these bullshit laws that need not apply if you can construct a means and a metric and a viable methodology to do things differently without them. Landauer is correct, okay? When we say Landauer is disposable logic, yet Landauer has been quantum computationally verified and proven and such like that, okay? We're not saying Landauer is wrong. We're saying it's disposable logic when you don't utilize it under the pretenses of a fixed system, okay? If all of information or knowledge that can be known, that can be harbored, that can be maintained, okay, that can be learned, is held within that of this closed system, all right, this closed dynamic, all right. Landauer is correct because, reverse these backwards, Landauer's logic, a little L there, all right, is correct because every little system, all right, they're not connected, they're not working together. In essence, it's a broken system. Everyone is their own philosopher, everyone is their own historian, everyone belongs to their own sect of religion. Maybe these guys get together, they all celebrate the same faith. So now you got a bigger entity here, and you got other ones here that repel, overlap, and attract, all right? Good old Shyzabox works on his own Shyzalosophical closed Gödelian loop, okay? We get our own loop too. Everyone has one, everyone can use one. It's what information you allow into it within that of how you are afforded the usages therewith. If you let crazy old Shyzabox here talk to your closed system, and you let our knowledge seep in for some reason, okay, then inherently it's a two-sided coin, one side or the other. You either agree with mainstream academics, you agree with the heat and the entropy, you agree with the necessitation and need for more data centers, you agree that copper is the best way to force current through, all right, to elicit that of energy and that of, electricity and that of how we operate the entire grid and structure of the topological system that we utilize and use to this day. Or we call a hard stop to society's bullshit PDF logic lifestyle because nobody understands anything, and there is just more and more and more that is constantly added to it. Now, not fair, Shyzabox. I understand everything. I am perfect. I am way better than you. You are a moron. We get it, Mom. You told us at breakfast. You don't got to come to the live stream and tell us, too. You want us to make enough on selling our books to move out of your basement or not? You don't need to catfish us again on the channel. Boy, was that a horrible Christmas Eve. We joke we can't offer philosophical entertainment. Or lack thereof. I mean, if we're being honest. We don't guarantee the results. Remember, we called Daryl Dixon Dibs at being best of the worst internet celebrities there is. This show sucks. But it's free. No, we get to joke around, we get to kid around, we get to do whatever we want because we do not work for a big company. We are not under an NDA, and we are not beholden to some HR department breathing down our neck. We are not beholden to some row of executives and CFOs and CEOs and management teams that oversee and say to that of ourselves, Shyzabox, you can't give away all of those games and demos and theories and things for free on your IPFS site, link in the descriptification. No, no, no. you got to charge for that technology of the Wild Wild West Internet of the future. No, no, no. No, 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 we say to the corporations. Sometimes they anger us and make us want to unleash the Cisco Dragon. Don't celebrate that. You don't want us to. Just talking about it gets us kind of riled up. And when we unleash the Cisco Dragon, don't celebrate that. When we unleash the Cisco Dragon, you know we mean business. Oh, you got us in the mood. We're unleashing it. Oh, here, here, the Cisco Dragon's unleashed. Here, here. Unleashing the Cisco Dragon feels so good. Here, here. What's that? No, we can't do that. Cisco Dragon's trying to get us to do some crazy stuff. We'll see you at home. You're home. Subjective, right? When we venture into that of giving stuff away for free, you know, the games, the demos, that of the show, this show will never be behind a paywall because it's not worthy of paying for. You can't paywall what one wishes not walled off to pay for. People would probably pay not to watch it. With that being the case, obviously, we find it inherently incumbent upon that of ourselves, okay, to move forward, to venture forth, all right, with that of an understanding, all right, that whether it's Weekstart, whether it's weekend, all right, the components of what brings everyone to the foundation and the understanding of when they can work together, how they can work together, where they can work together, all right? It's when we put aside all of those squabbles, all of those petty differences, all of those things, all right, that inherently overwhelm everybody to the capacity and degree that when all of these little closed systems start interacting and having problems with each other, differing too much in mere interpretation and subjective reasonings therewith, it's absurd. Yes, laughter warranted to quite the degree. But when you have these systems repelling each other and causing friction and violence and entropy, all right, theoretically it's the exact same as that of the copper induction and or not induction, the conduction with which we use. When we unleash the Cisco Dragon, all right, it's because we find a methodology that theoretically and computationally can work and be that of different. However, with how logic works now, with how society is interwoven and interacts, it's not going to come about anytime soon, should that of everybody whom deem it worthwhile not jump on board for it. Okay? As we said, two sides of the coin. You either accept that of the logic, that Landauer logic is disposable, and or you do not. That is it. Okay? Now, for those who have studied, for those that have taught, for those that have written upon, for those that have pursued every single endeavor pertaining to that of what could be empirically validated, to that of what could be empirically understood of physics, of understanding of physics, of anything pertaining to metaphysics therewith especially, it is very, 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 very important to know that there are just merely two sides of that coin, okay? Either you are with crazy old Shyzabox who never had a formalized physics class, yet did somehow graduate from high school, did somehow graduate from college. Somehow, the system's broken, right? You either agree with crazy Shyzabox that Landauer is disposable logic, and or you don't, and you side with those whom have written on it for decades, okay? Now, we understand that crazy old Shyzabox not being empirically validated and merely only being that of computationally validated and that of self-sustained, and the empirics be damned, we already proved our fucking theory. We don't work for a big company. Elon of the trillionaire boy Musk hasn't pulled up with a briefcase full of fucking cash. We are not beholden to these metrics and means within which corporate, entities operate. When we utilize future technologies, we get to do what we want. Okay? We literally run and have our own sovereign micro blockchain. Link in the description of motherfucking cation. Okay? You don't have to like Shyzabox. You don't have to like any of our books, any of our theories, any of our wares with which we peddle. We get it, Mom. Stop booing us! God! We heard you at breakfast. Stop showing up at the streams. Causing chaos. We venture forward and can do that of what we did because we already proved our theory. We can't prove it anymore. Okay? We monograph lectin in that of our book Delectable. Who's that? Do you know Virat Kohli? Hey, you asked us that the other day. The lacrosse player? Who's that? Aryan Pandy E1M. Didn't you ask us that the other day? That's a lacrosse player, right? Believe you me, at least we remember we think it is. Cricket player! Ah! You're right, we suck. Cricket, lacrosse, I mean, they both got sticks. There's a ball. I mean, the same amount of people probably watch both sports. It's not rugby. Damn it, the cricket player. Yes, you're right. Now we went with lacrosse because, believe you me, sounded right at the time, but good old Shyzabox ain't perfect. We can't be. That's God's job, obviously. But yes, you ask, and we do obviously recall now that, yes, we believe yesterday you said it was a cricket player. Aryan Pandy, you know, there comes a time where you don't remember things as easily as you used to. That came for us long ago. It is what it is, you know, I mean, it can't do much about it, unfortunately. You know, whatever. No, you can go to the IPFS site, there's games, there's demos, there's all of that with which we give away for free. Elon Musk never showed up with a briefcase full of cash. Same for Jeff of the Bezos, Mark of the Zuckerberg, US of the government. Right? We utilize that of future technologies in Web3, all right, because anyone who is afforded the opportunity to move a metric kernel of data from Kaggle to Web3 would be foolish not to play around with some of that technologies, okay? What else would you do with your sovereign micro blockchain? I mean, we loaded ours down with games and demos and this, that, the other. Ramses, Raw Dog, you're back? Oh, Raw Dog, jeez. Now you're making us feel special. It's like 3 streams you've been on now. At this rate, you're going to be tricked to buying Delectable. Be careful. Yes, hello and hi. Welcome, welcome. Believe you me. Raw Dog. We can call you Raw Dog, right? Nah, of course we can. Ramses. Show's pretty much like the earlier one. It hasn't really changed. Different topic, I guess. Like, you know, I mean, week start, weekend. Same thing, really, for the most part. I mean, you know, whatever. But no, we were talking a little bit about the IPFS site and things of that nature or whatever. But we were just kicking it, having our nightcap and thinking to ourselves that with the week start and the weekend being one and the same, for those of whom one and the same they are, that of which they reside there within, as we said earlier, maybe the weekend starts the week work of what is the week start of not the weekend, but the week start. Okay? Maybe like that of Harry Potter, it truly may indeed opens at the close. Okay? But we don't want to kick it all too long now. We do got some other stuff to get to and things of that nature. So thank you everyone for stopping by and everything of that sort. We are finishing up that of our swill. And now that it's gone, we should be too. Now we know it wasn't that of a long excursion or anything like that within which we embarked or anything like that. But keep in mind, we're getting a little hoarse and we got to rest our voice. Well, we suck. But remember, you be sure that you take care of yourself first and foremost, because there's only one you. We can't replace you easily, okay? No, we can't. We can't go around making a bunch of fake accounts subscribing to ourselves, okay? We get in trouble for that every time we do. Believe you me. So you take care of yourself first and foremost, because there's only one you. Then you look around the room, you take care of everyone who really needs a second, because there's people out there who really need help and don't know how to ask for it. So you take care of them second. Then you look around the room, you see everyone else that you like or love more than us. Maybe you like 6 or 7 people more than us, whatever. You take care of them next, but then you see good old Shyzabox. We're in the corner peddling our wares. We're like, hey, buy our poetry book, How Cometry Poetry, How Poetry Cometry. Buy our officially endorsed live stream note-taking journal, because everyone needs one. Right? Yeah, I mean, you don't, but you don't even got to take notes on this live stream. It can be a good one. Why hast thou forsaken me? Pickled punk philosophy, nailing kalimba, new non-native species on mankind's origin, transmutating God. Feel free to pick up any of those. Just be sure, do not buy delectable. It'll try and trick you. If you got anything left over at the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers, because believe you me, we don't want your subscription, we want your money. So downvote the shit out of this, go to Cashapp and give us $1 and or go to Amazon.com or Kindle Unlimited. Search Shyzabox books and buy one of them. Get off our lawn!